everybody, I'm Scott with CoolToys TV, and we are getting ready for a new season, playing with some pan-tilt zoom auto cameras, PTZ cameras. So you can see the camera follows me as I walk around. This is not a cameraman. Pretty neat AI. This one's really inexpensive. We're looking at some better ones because this one didn't quite do what we wanted. It's getting there. But in the meantime, this is a wine episode for Beach Street News, and last night we had some wine. The goal was to see if we could taste the differences and, more importantly, agree with the experts on 8 different Sauvignon Blancs from around the world. And I'll talk about each of them really quick, and I'll tell you how we did it. We had kind of a party. We gave everybody a score sheet, some notes about each wine, and then we decided to let everybody taste 1 ounce of each and go through it, and then write their own notes and see if anybody could pick it. For people that drink a lot of wine, I'm embarrassed to say the best score, 2 of the 12 people, got 3 bottles right. My wife and I, who are both, sadly, WSET graduates and are in wine programs, we each only got 1. So that goes to show you there's a lot more to wine than you think. But let's go through them really quick. I'll just show you 8 Sauvignon Blancs, wines you might like out here at the beach on a summer day. So, and I'm going to start with the most surprising one. This is Decoy by Duckhorn. Sauvignon Blanc, very good flavor, light and easy to drink. Top 3 for everybody. And it's the second label from Duckhorn. So that's kind of their bottom, their lower end wine, one would think normally, right? So, and again, what we did is we had all 8 wines listed with notes like citrus, grapefruit, apple, pear, those kind of things. And some of them we completely disagreed with. Some were really easy. This one had some notes on it about it being a little spritzy and grassy with a little bit of a light finish, which it did. And everybody of the group that got wines right, this was the one guessed right most often. And it ranked in the top 3 along with that Decoy. So it's polls. We got some crazy story that this was Princess Margaret's wine from her wedding or something, we don't know, but it's a decent Sauvignon Blanc from Austria. So we just went from California to Austria, and then we got thrown for a curve. This one, Alema, which is normally to us a Sonoma County, California vineyard. But this Sauvignon Blanc, when you read the back, is bottled from Alsace, France. So we were pretty surprised by that French wine. And true to what I have found, what I like, French wines, this was a very good wine. True to what I like, this is a very good wine, and I'm not even a white wine drinker. Usually Chardonnays, that kind of thing, like everybody else, and the old saying, the new saying, anything but Chardonnay, ABC wine. So here's a good option if you're looking for a white. French Sauvignon Blanc, sold by Alema. Really nice price point, $15, $16. Piece of cake. Wild Coast, South Africa. So now we've gone California, Austria, France, unknowingly. We thought we were bringing another California, and to South Africa. Very different. This one was very earthy. It didn't have the tropical notes that the other ones had. Very light and easy to drink. The second lightest of most of them, in fact. And very inexpensive, and that's the key to this one. For an $8 bottle, this was actually quite nice. Then I'll go to the lightest one, Home, which means Heart of Many. It's the abbreviation, rather, for Heart of Many. It is an organic wine, grown in Spain, pressed, and then shipped to France to bottle for some reason, and then shipped to the U.S. Maybe there's better taxes, I don't know. But super light wine, almost no flavor left at all. We don't know why. I don't know if it's part of the organic process, if it's the Spanish grapes, what it is. But this was nobody's top 3 list, and not anyone really liked it or went back to it, which was a little surprising. The second most popular was this, Maddo Bay. It is a Sauvignon Blanc. This is their reserve. I don't know if there's a difference, because when I scan the label with my cool little Cellar Tracker app, I don't get anything different. So I did go ahead and load this up today into Cellar Tracker to see if we can get a different one on there, and if there is in fact a difference. Not a bad wine. It tied for most liked. So The single least liked Duckhorn, bottom of everyone's list, and 3 people, as soon as they tasted it, they just said nope and put the glass down. This is supposed to be Duckhorn's great, their flagship Sauvignon Blanc, but it got kicked off the table by Decoy without a question. It just did not cut it. It was very heavy, almost to the point of being syrupy, and without being sweet, and that was the odd part. It had this very odd finish. And the South African one, this one, had this very tart finish. So these two had these both very different finishes than everything else. The rest of these you could probably blend together pretty much and not see much difference. You'd like them all. These two were the big standouts. Well, and I take that back, heart of many. A little bit bland, not a lot to it. But these two were the extremes. The Duckhorn was just this very overbearing, almost typical of what a lot of people think of California Napa wines. There's just too much going on in there. And that's kind of how we all felt about the Duckhorn. The Decoy for $8 less was a better deal. So think of it this way, you can have a Decoy and one of these for the price of that. Kind of silly. Now, the most popular wine threw us all off. This is a Chilean Sauvignon Blanc Porta. It is a Reserve 2021, and it is the number 1, hands down. It was number 1 on more people's list than anything else, and it's also the one that, based on the tasting notes from the critics of grapefruit, tropical notes, citrus, apple, and pear, everybody figured out this wine. This one was the one that was picked most often correctly, and it was also the most popular. So very surprising, and not an expensive wine. Really good deal on this one, like 12 to $15 also. So again, you look back and you go, $25? And we actually paid $25 for this one, but we have found it for 12. So we just paid at a very specialty store to get a nice little story about it being Princess wine, I guess. So that's it. Next time you want to try some wines and you're not sure what you want, buy 8 bottles, find a dozen friends, let everybody try it and see how they do, see what they like. That's it for this week on Beach Street News, all about wine. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the sun outside. And if you're a little thirsty, grab some Sauvignon Blanc and enjoy. Thanks for watching.